I'd like to talk to you about what your dollars help fund. One important aspect of our fundraising goes to our PCP schedule or specialist schedule. The district provides by contract 30-minute specialist blocks. We find that very inadequate and even creates a chaotic environment because it's constantly switching. So by elongating it to 40 minutes instead of 30 minutes, it calms down our day, it slows down our day, it provides better instruction for your children. So we add a bit of funding to each specialist position to create a very enriched PCP or specialist schedule. Each spring, we do our budgeting and our staffing. That would be true across the district. So it's your generous giving this year that will allow us to continue programming and staffing positions for next year. The families who gave last year, you are benefiting from, and your child is benefiting from this year. So I ask that you give as generously as you can. Every donation counts. And we thank you so much because you help build an incredible school.
Funding from the district is minimal. Actually, as a visual arts teacher, I have zero funding for supplies. So all of that funding comes from the generous people, the families that give, that allow me to purchase paper, pencils, crayons, even clay for the students to use and for them to enjoy and express themselves and to create masterful works of art.
For example, at other schools that I've been at, we didn't get prep time. There was no prep time in the day. But here at Coe, we get a 40-minute prep period every day. And that's because the parents are supporting and funding 5 specialist teachers. So my students also get art, health and fitness, technology, library, performing arts at least once a week, which is really great for them. But for me, what's great is that the time that they're with the specialist, I get that 40 minutes to not only do, return emails and grade papers, but I also get that time with my 3rd grade team where we can meet and plan extra activities for the classroom that make learning so much more fun.
My name is Megan Caliper and I'm the school counselor here at Coe Elementary. I've been with Seattle Schools as a counselor for 8 years and with Coe for 2. And all of the counseling services here are paid for 100% by the Coe PTA. Without your donations, we wouldn't be able to have counseling here at school. And counseling looks like a lot of different things, but I go into the classroom and do lessons with your kiddos. I run small group counseling for students who need extra support, and individual students can come see me by filling out a Let's Talk form. I also do meetings with families and collaborate with teachers and lots of different ways to help support students' learning and their lives at home. So if you need any support this year, please feel free to contact me.
My name is Amy Fleischer and I am the reading specialist at Coe Elementary, and it is my job to work with little kids who are in need of a little extra support as they are on their way to becoming strong, competent readers. So a lot of schools don't have this, and we are so lucky at Coe that we do, and I work in tandem with classroom teachers to figure out which kids need support, what kind of support do they need, where are they struggling, how can we work as a team, both in the classroom with the excellent teaching there and then in a small group setting with me, to really make sure that we're building this really strong foundation so that these kids can eventually move out of getting this kind of support and be really strong readers on their own. One of the reasons this job is so important to me is that way long ago, one of my children was a kindergartner at Coe and was really struggling to learn to read and write. And I was beside myself seeing this little person who initially was so excited to come to school was suddenly heartbroken at the idea of having to leave the house every morning because school is so overwhelming. But in stepped our reading specialist back then, Karen Kearns, and she was entertaining and warm and empathetic and made me feel better, but more importantly taught him to read along with some other amazing specialists at our school. But if we hadn't had that layer of support for him, and frankly for me as a parent, our school would have been, his schooling would have been a very different experience. So I will be forever grateful for that.
I'm Kristen Wegler and I'm the math specialist at Coe. And because of our generous PTA, the students at Coe are able to have a lot of math support. I'm able to work with every grade level, and I do everything from intervention, pulling kids out that struggle with math, to actually helping with class size. And this year I teach a 5th grade class so that we have 4 teachers instead of 3 during the math block.
In addition to affecting our overall schedule in the building, your money allows me to buy supplies for our classroom, both through my teacher discretionary money and our performing arts budget. I've been able to buy musicals for the last 3 or 4 years for our 4th and 5th graders to perform at the end of the year. I've been able to buy things like scarves for kindergartners to dance with. I really appreciate what the PTA offers in support financially and also with their time. Thank you.
So at Coe, the Coe PTA funds a lot of the things the school district would either not fund or pay more for. For example, when we have a projector bulb that burns out, Seattle Public Schools has to go through contracts, and a bulb can cost as much as $300. We can get it for $30 or $40, and we can get it much quicker and get it done in just a few days. In addition to that, students at Coe, when they come to Tech Lab, have time to practice keyboard skills, where we know from data that we've had in the past that when they're not here for that time, they're not practicing keyboard skills, which is an important skill that they need for the 21st century.
The fundraising that the PTA does allows us to keep the library open 4 days a week. And that means every student gets to come to the library for a library class once a week. And the PTA funds our wonderful book purchases. So it allows us to have a library collection that reflects the children's interest and also builds off classroom curriculum. Thank you very much.
We have students and families in need. They can come to Virginia, they can come to the school counselor, and they can ask for school supplies. Let us know that you're having a hard time. We've provided gift cards, food gift cards for families that just are in need. And we raise money by having a popcorn sale once the first Friday of the month. And we also take care of the backpack program every Thursday. We have always usually between 15 to 25 families that participate, and we go to the Ballard Food Bank, get food bags, bring them home or bring them back to Coe, and then the kids get to take them home. So they can have food over the weekend to replace probably a free or reduced lunch that they would receive here. Coe Cares also does a hygiene drive and a food drive with the Queen Anne Food Bank, and we do a book donation to an elementary school.
We are so thankful for every dollar that's provided to the PTA by the parents. One of the things that we do is we meet with Virginia after she gets her budget, and the district gives her budget and she makes magic happen trying to get the most out of her dollars. But there's always a hole, there's always a gap, and the PTA comes in and we help her fill that so that most of the needs of the children are met. Every year we reassess what can our dollars be used for to help the most children. And for example, the other year it was providing a counselor. We now have a counselor at Coe 100% because of PTA dollars. It's not something that the district provides. When we meet with Virginia in March to look at the budget for the next school year, something new could have come up. And we will address that, and we will survey our parents and figure out, hey, what's the best way we can use your PTA dollars? We are very grateful for every dollar that's provided, and we thank you so much for supporting the Coe PTA, because Coe would not be what it is without the parent involvement and the parent donations. So thank you.